Okay. Let's see. Speed up. How do you do this again? Fuck. Okay. Alright, there we go. Okay, this looks fine. How many do you have on food? 3. You could probably do with 4. So I guess, oh here, you got your 4 now. Okay, this is good. Yep. The Franks have a foraging bonus, right? Yeah. So it kind of behooves you to have full on berries. You can move this guy over here for more efficiency. The deer push looks good. You're running out of hunt though here, so you should be doing your second boar here right around now. Yeah, this is a pretty good boar timing. Nice. Why do you only have 2? Something's off here. You shouldn't have only 2 sheep left. I guess like you had to eat a sheep because the boar timing or the deer timing was a little bit off. But anyway, what are you against? The Teutons? Ooh, okay, interesting. Yeah, Teutons can be dangerous. Late game. Okay, 23 pop. Interesting. Okay, I'm kind of curious how this will work. So normally what happens is you have about 14 on food, and then you put 8 onto wood.
Okay.
So that's what? 4, 18, and then you put 2 onto gold. And then you click up. 4 plus 18, sorry, 4 plus 14, 18 plus 2. No, 8 plus 14 plus 2, that's 24. Yeah, usually 24, so I guess 25 pop total with the scout. So it's interesting that you went up a little bit earlier than that, but it looks like it's working quite well. Basically, you're just a little bit short on food. Okay, so yeah, you want to go for 4 berries. Oh, sorry, about 4 farms. This is looking pretty good though. It's just that as soon as this runs out, your villagers are doing nothing. It's quite awkward. Yep. See all this idle time. This is why you build the farms earlier, so that you run out of hunts a little bit slower. Market blacksmith. Yep. Otherwise, this is pretty good timing. Yeah. So okay, so just real quick. Normally you'd have. I know you pulled some villagers off here to help build. Normally you would have 8 on wood, 4 farms, and then on berries, and yes, you would pull the berry villagers. Basically, this build is fine. It's just that like I would have just put these guys onto the single lumber camp. Like, there's no reason why they're chopping stragglers. It's a little like less efficient. But yeah, this build is pretty good. You can cancel that second bill. Yep. Oh yeah, the other thing is so you build both with 2 villagers? Interesting. And then you shift everyone over to stone, okay. Interesting build order. So what are you going for? A castle drop? I'm confused. Or are you trying to get 3 TC? Frank's having the farming tech is really helpful. Like the extra food on their farms is really, really nice. I would probably conserve the food here. Like I probably wouldn't build a farm. Like I think 4 is plenty to keep bringing in that food. Especially when you still have your villagers here working. You are gonna need gold though. I don't know why you don't keep a couple on gold. It looks like you pulled everyone off of it, I guess, to have enough to go. Are you trying to do triple TC boom? Or sorry, quad, like 4 TC boom? Let's see. Yeah, it looks like you're trying to get enough. Okay, interesting. So 4 TC boom is pretty powerful, but I feel like you could have also just market abused by not building this mining camp. Like, think about, okay, so let me pause here. Think about all that travel distance your villagers spent, and then they spent another 100 wood on the mining camp to gather the stone, whereas you could have kept them all here gathering more gold and then just bought the stone. You know what I mean? Like, so that's something for consideration. Like, usually if you're doing a mining camp, it's because you want to get a lot of stone and you want to do a castle or something, but if you already have a market, investing into another mining camp just to gather a little bit more stone probably doesn't make sense. Especially with the villagers walking for a shitload of time to get over there and then go back to another resource. But yeah, okay, I see. This is clearly a 4 TC build, which is pretty good. I mean, yeah, you'll hit a nice castle timing. These villagers are idle, so I hope, yeah, right now you should be thinking about your TC spots, right? So so one thing that can help a little bit here is, like, right as you're, like, you know how there's like a timer, I think, usually when it shows how far you are from Castle Age, or I can't remember this exact timer, but once you set yours close, you can start moving the villagers in that direction already, because you should already have mapped out where you want to boom. So, like, for example, you probably usually want one on, like, wood and one on gold or something. So, like, I would have already started moving my villagers, just to kind of milk that extra couple seconds of travel time. But these are small efficiencies you can gain. Where's your 3rd TC? Or your 4th TC? There it is. Okay, that's not a good spot for TC. I probably would have done it here. I'd probably delete the mining camp and just put it here, honestly. Because if you got 2 on gold and there's 2 on wood lines, and then this one's a nice one because you got access to stone, you might as well just use it to collect this gold. Because right now you're gonna have to, like, move villagers here, and then, you know, it's just a little awkward. And you don't want to delete your walls, right? This is a bad TC in terms of, like, farm placement. So now the tricky part for this build is how are you going to sustain build production, because you're going to run out very quick. So I'm going to just fast forward and see how this goes. But I mean, obviously you're going to way out boom your opponent here. You're just going to, the only issue is you're giving up a shitload of map control, not contesting for relics. Wheelbarrow's good. It's a good investment. Right around now. See, okay, so here's the thing. See how quickly you immediately ran out of food? 22 on 22 is a lot, but I guess you're completely out of stone here. Do you have at this point double bit axe? I think you're missing double bit axe. Oh no, you have it. Okay, that's good. All right. I guess, yeah, this is, okay, that's good. Sorry for doubting you here. Yeah, I mean, you're spending your wood very efficiently, so that's good. You could probably delete this lumber camp. Okay, 24, yep, 24 on food. Yep, so that's good TC production, constant TC production, and then the rest, now that you're starting to float wood, you can go into other resources. Yeah, this is fine. I would try to get bow saw as soon as you can though, because it's another nice eco bonus there. And then you kick back onto gold. Okay, I see. So yeah, so the only issue with this strat in general is because you completely went off gold. I guess the downside is you're never gonna contest stuff here because you won't have monks, you won't have relics. You're not even trying to build a knight, you're fully booming. Which again, I mean, it can work. Yep, nice production. Yep, let's see what your build count is. 73 to 51. Yeah, that's quite good. Now, so 73-51 is against 3TC, right? Yeah. And the 3TC, they're booming standard in terms of like they didn't pull every vill off gold. So okay. So how do you get to imp? I guess what do you use as your imp buildings? Do you go castle or do you go what is this, farming simulator? It looks like you're gonna go castle instead of like monastery or yep. Oh, this is dangerous. This is kind of dangerous. You should build it here. Like having your vills out there like with absolutely no protection in like a PvP game, like people would have like shit running around your walls. You know what I mean? We're contesting, so that was a little dangerous. Okay, that's fine. And then you click in. You can cancel some vills and click in. Nice. Yeah, that's pretty good. So okay, so here's the thing: is right now, and I like what you did in this game relative to I guess that game that we played. Is you're building 0 knights, which I think is a really good thing. You're using your eco to invest in techs, right? And then you can start building with your if you're starting to float if you're starting to float like wood, you can start building that barracks and go into stables. But I like that you're not investing anything into knights, because it just makes no sense, right? You'd have non-upgraded knights. So this is fine. Yep, stables. I would, yeah, so again, for a strat like this, I would build a castle inside your base, and then it'll protect the area to build production buildings outside your base, if that makes sense. But if you build a castle here, it's kind of sketch if it's not you're kind of banking on the opponent not scouting it. You know, at this point you can start. I would highly recommend contesting relics, because here again, like, I mean, you're kind of reliant on you taking back map control really quick. But yeah, look at it. You have an amazing economy now. Let's make sure you get, okay, let's see how you're doing with your tech. So, +2/+2. So here, again, I would not build any knights right now. I would get the cavalier upgrade. Because again, these knights, you're not going to like fight with them, right? So, instead of building numbers, for now, like build your production buildings and then invest into the upgrades, like chivalry and conscription and like the stuff, and also invest into attack upgrades too, because just like you're doing here. You may even want to consider going double blacksmith, because that'll get your techs quicker, faster, right? But the knights, again, it doesn't make sense to build knights just yet, because again, they're not upgraded, and you know, I feel like what you want to do is you want to all of a sudden turn it on. You know what I mean? If the units aren't going to be used immediately, then you might as well wait until everything. But otherwise, it's pretty good. Yep, paladin upgrade. I mean, you have the resources for it. Throwing axeman. I don't really like. Okay, so I don't really like the throwing axeman play here, because you're kind of like building a unit in anticipation of a counter unit. Instead, I would like. This is why scouting is important. I would like start kind of poking around and checking out what production buildings they're building. Because let's say the Teutons can also go paladin, right? They have shittier paladin, but they also have that like defensive bonus or whatever with their melee honor. So let's pretend that they like went full paladin. Then your axemen are kind of just wasting pop space. So like that, my point is like try to go with your primary unit, because you got all the full upgrades on them, and then set up for the counter into the counter. Like don't immediately make the counter to the counter unit. So it should and also like the other thing is it's delaying by you building axemen, you're delaying building trebuchets, which is your main pushing unit, right, for siege. And you can also, again, you feel free to like build siege workshops, because Franks do get bombard cannon, which is vastly superior to trebuchets in the late game. But yeah, you should anyway, that's my one knock here, is I don't think you should go to axemen just quite yet. Full paladin. You know, you got the better production. You use your chivalry tech. See, all of this gold should be going to paladin right now. And then I would use it to build to expand your TCs. Like there's all this like side gold. Build a TC here, right? I guess there's not a lot. It's almost like you're playing on a scarce gold map. I feel like there's usually more gold on. Huh. Weird. Okay, so now you're fighting. That's fine. Yep. So yeah, so this is the danger, is that like if they went full paladin, and obviously you outboomed them here, but like if they went if they caught up to you in eco and they went full paladin themselves, your axemen are really doing nothing, right? So that's like the danger. But this is fine. Them going monks is kind of silly, like unless they have mass monks. Yep, this is great. Yeah, and then I mean, yeah, this will snowball here from here. Yeah, I just don't think you need axemen in this particular scenario. It's more like you want to prep for it. So like so just what I like to do just in general is like as you're pushing with this, slowly research like the axemen tech or something, and you know, and then produce them. Like instead of having them push immediately. Because they'll again, they don't do anything against paladins. Teuton paladins especially. This is fine. Yeah, and then it's just game over. Okay. What is this tech? What is that? What the heck is that other tech? Bearded axe? Oh. Okay. Yeah, I would like, okay, so here's a final closing thought. Yeah, the 4TC play can work, right? The only danger is like you're giving up all the map control and all the relics. So if your push doesn't work, let's say they scouted you and they opened Halberdier fully, like then that would have been a problem. And then I see that's why you open with Axeman, which helps, but just something to bear in mind, like you really have to like assume that this whole thing works in one shot. So if you're gonna assume that your paladin works in one shot, you have to have your entire population be paladin, just because you kind of gotta like really take control of the map there. And the second thing is, as you're doing this push, besides building production buildings, I would really recommend getting University and Siege Workshop and go for some bombard cannon. They are an excellent backup option, because let's say the game stalled out a little bit and the opponent killed some of your castles. Where's your siege production anymore, right? Like, so you don't want to just like lean on trebuchets to win the game. Like BBCs are very good. So like have that as like kind of a backup, like if this doesn't work, because otherwise you're just like, if somehow this gets pushed back, just for the sake of argument, if it kind of stalls out, you're kind of like not prepared yet, right? So then you have to like, it'll take you time to rethink the siege transition. But yeah, basically the only two main comments I have is like, don't build your castle inside when you have nothing to defend your villagers. Or don't build it outside, sorry. And then your throwing axeman thing, I think it's I wouldn't open with double unit like to immediately start it. It's more just like as a have it ready and have the technologies like the melee and whatever armor like ready, but not like actually building units just yet. You might as well use the gold for the paladins. Cool. How much does strength throwing axeman cost? 25. Oh, that's pretty cheap. Yeah, pretty cheap. But they're just weak. They're really weak units. They're not that good against like ranged units or cavalry units. They're really only good against infantry. So yeah.